My recipe here. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to cook zucchinis with cream and queso and rajas. This is something really simple, doesn't take very long, but also this one it was a request for my viewers and my website. So if you guys don't know, I do have a website also too, so if you guys want to check it out, you guys can check it out too. So vamos a empezar. You need 4 zucchinis or 2 pounds. You need 1 cup of corn, 2 chiles pastillas, half a cup of onions, 2 garlics, half a tablespoon of sal, 1 cup of crema, 1 cup of queso fresco, or you can use mozzarella, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay guys, so let's talk about a little bit the ingredients that we have over here. There's a couple options. This is called rajas. Well, we're gonna make it like kind of little straight like rajas. So you can skip this one if you want to. That's necessary, you have to have it, but that will give you a really good flavor. But also this one is not spicy. This is one of my favorite chiles because it has really good flavor. But also I want to talk to you about a little bit of corn. I have fresh corn here also too. You don't have to use fresh corn. You can use just 1 cup of a can, or you can use frozen. Either one works, but I think I like things better fresh or whatever. I'm gonna also teach you how to cook it. And if you don't want to do this, you're gonna skip. So but the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna always, if you want to use the rajas, the first step is to toasters, and we're gonna go to our stove. And this one doesn't take very long either. If you don't have any stove like mine, like with gas, if you have one with electricity, just put it in a comal or in a pan. That way you can also roast it too. It should take very short time. This is the chile that you use for chile rellenos. It's kind of the same process. You have to toast it, so that way it will taste better. That's what the flavor comes when you toast it. And also my flame over here is really big, so it's gonna even be quickly. Okay, so as you can see, my chile is completely hot, turned black. So to this point, I'm just gonna turn it up, and it's a secret, so that way you can peel it quickly. So always have a bag where you put your chile, save it. And we're gonna put it here, so the meantime we prepare other ingredients, be ready. And also too, if you put it like that, and I have one of those things, and then just wrap it up so that way they can hold the heat. So maybe you can just put it over here like 10 minutes and then be ready to peel. Very easy. This is to make it easy to peel them. And if you choose to use the fresh core, this is how you do to peel it. Hopefully you have a sharp knife. You cut it here. You also want to cut it here, and that will make it really easy to peel. You see, this thing comes very easy. That's my trick that I learned to peel the corn. And then it has like a little hair, so you just do this with your hands, kind of wrap it like that, because you don't want to wash this one because it loses the flavor. So that's how you do. You never want to wash the corn after you take it on this. So that's how we take the hair, and we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Cut it at top, and you kind of like, we want to cut it like probably like 1 inch. The reason is because we want to cut it all the way. Even I could have cut it a little bit more. You see, when you see the corn, that is so that way you can take the leaves really easy. Look, it releases really easy. You can grab it by one. You see how it comes? Because I cut it all the way through there. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna clean it here. So that's the first step for the corn. So I have another trick for you. If you want to cook the corn like that, when as you do everything, it's gonna go all over. So I learned another trick. So you want to find like a bowl and then like a cup, something like that. You put the cup in the middle, you put the corn right here, and then you start to peel it. The reason that is because all my corn is gonna be coming into the pot and not in the ground, especially if you want to do it a lot of corn. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one. Okay guys, so and after that we're gonna cut our zucchinis. I already rinsed my zucchinis. Make sure you wash the zucchinis and everything. So the first step, we're gonna cut the ends, and then I'm gonna cut it in 2 parts, half. That will make it easy. From there I'm gonna cut it in half, and then I'm gonna cut another half. And we wanted to cut it not too thick but not too thin. And we wanted to kind of cut it all kind of the same size so they cook even. And we're gonna do the same thing with every single one. So we're gonna start working out in an onions, and the first thing I'm gonna do is cut it in half. And after I cut half, I will remove this part and this part. And then I'll take the first skin, and then I'm gonna just cut it like that. We're gonna cut it small pieces. We don't want it too big, small little squares. And I only need half a cup, so I'm gonna see if this is half a cup. And it looks like it is half a cup. It's making me cry. My chili has been here for like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, so they're still a little warm, but they should be ready. So I'm just gonna pull them out. It's still a little warm. If you have time to let it cool down, it's good, but if you don't, it's also good too. You see how easy it is to peel it? And the reason it's good to peel is because we put it in the back. And you see also now it looks black, the skin, but the chili is not burned. It's just the skin. Don't be tempted to put it under the water to clean the skin, because also that will lose the flavor. If you want to put more than 2 chiles, that's totally cool. I just use 2 but for me I can put a lot more, but this is good just for the flavor. Now that I remove all my skin, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove my seeds and I'm gonna cut it in half. And this one is not that spicy, but I still kind of want to take the seeds. Sometimes they have a little bit of kick, but this is nothing like super spicy. This is the chile that you use to make chile rellenos. And you know how the chile relleno has the good flavor? Well, that's the same thing, only because this one we're not going to put any eggs. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Cut it the same way. So after we cut it, I'm just going to take the seed. And this one has another couple of sticks, so I do the same thing. So now from this point, so I'm going to make my strips. So I'm going to just cut it, you see? Not too thick, but not too skin. And when I have it like that, I'm just gonna turn it around and then cut it in half. I can eat these chiles just like that with a warm tortilla and sal. When I was growing up, my dad used to grow this one like a big pan with chiles. And I just roasted the chiles like that, and I just heat a tortilla and roast her. And oh my lord, if you just put like a piece of cheese, fresh cheese or any cheese you have, a tortilla, and it's so freaking good. My cheese over here, the one that I have over here, is 9 ounces, but you can use only 1 cup. Now you also can use mozzarella cheese, which is pretty good too. This one does not melt, and I like the flavor of this one, but if you don't like the flavor of the queso fresco, you can also switch to mozzarella. Mozzarella does melt and it's pretty good too. We can preheat our pan, and we can add 2 tablespoons of oil. You can add any oil you have, or you can use manteca. 2 will be plenty. Now that my pan's a little warm, I'm gonna add like half a cup of onions, and I'm gonna cook it for maybe 2 minutes. Every stove is a little bit different. 2 or 3 minutes be good. So now that my onions, you see how my onions kind of changed, kind of some of it a little bit brown, so we don't want to burn it. I have this thing, so I'm going to just put my garlic here because it's just easy. But if you don't have one of these, you can definitely chop it in really small pieces. And this one we're just going to leave it for 30 seconds, not very long, because this one can burn really quickly. If you do decide to use the chile, this is the time that you want to add it. But if you don't, you can just skip this step. We're going to cook it for 2 minutes too, and we're going to keep our flame medium heat. Okay, so now that my raw has been cooking for 2 minutes, we can add the zucchini. And then right away, when you put the zucchini, we can add the corn. The cup of corn, and we are going to our pepper, and we can stir everything, so combine everything together. And this one is it's gonna reduce a little bit. From here we're gonna put half a tablespoon of salt. You can put less if you wish, but I think that one will be good enough. We are going to cook our zucchinis between 13 to 15 minutes. To this point, we're just gonna cover, and we're gonna come back and kind of stir a couple times. Okay, my zucchini has been cooking for 13 minutes to this point, and as you can see, it's getting soft, and that's what we wanted. So we're gonna be adding the crema. I'm gonna add 1 cup of crema, but if you wanna add less, definitely you can. You can add half if you want, but I'm gonna add in 1 cup. We're just gonna stir it. We're just gonna let it cook for another 5 minutes. And it should be done. You can cook it a little less if you want, if you like the zucchinis to be a little not too well done, but another 5 minutes it should be good. Okay, so we can just let it cook another 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. We don't need to cover it anymore. Okay, so my zucchini has been cooking for 5 minutes, and at this point I'm just gonna add some queso fresco. You can add queso fresco, you can add queso mozzarella, whatever is your choice. We're just gonna turn it off. We don't need to no more cooking it. So to this point I'm just gonna cover my pot and I'm gonna just let it rest for 5 minutes and it's ready to eat. Okay, it's done. This is how it looks. I love this one. This is so good. It's one of my favorites too because it has rajas, but also it's really good to eat. You can pair with beans. Like if you just cook beans with this, then oh my god, it's so delicious. But also you can pair with rice, white rice or red rice, whatever you like. That's it for this video. Thank you for requesting this recipe. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your comments. Hopefully you guys like it. Hasta la vista.